two fellas from Kansas and a whatever from Indiana
are looking for the signs and into the stars for the perfect pair of motion pictures.
out there.
A couple of flicks, 3 corn-fed cinephiles, otherworldly connections.
This is the Midwestern Crop Circle Double Feature.
Yet another movie podcast. Hello, listeners of the interwebs and the people secretly listening to us in the rooms we are in right now. Welcome to the Midwestern Crop Circle Double Feature podcast. I am Zay, and I have just been informed Elon Musk has seen both movies that we're showing today. With me are my lovely co-hosts, Brett and Christian. Speak, boys. Speak.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Christian. I got vaxxed today. This was my secret plot to get these two to watch a musical. More specifically, Brett, who I'm fearing hated the musical because of its runtime. But we'll see, hopefully. And yeah, that's me. This is the big one.
When you said that, it made it sound like you got vaxxed to get me to watch a musical. And I was like, Christian, you didn't have to go that far. You do you.
We unfortunately cannot see Brett right now. He turned off his video, so I'm just gonna put up a picture of Jonathan Bailey. I think that's generous. Coleman Domingo.
Okay. Also good. You're right. Brett should be
Take either
replaced
one.
with a famous gay man.
Jeff Hiller.
Oh. No, I started playing Fiddler on the roof, and Lee saw the runtime as they were like heading out the door to work, and they were like, "Oh, that's why I've never seen this."
You motherfuckers.
To be fair, I said you would like this despite the runtime, and they said you're probably right.
Which is so crazy. Like, I don't think you two have never. Wait, no, Brett has.
Yeah.
But you've never been to like a Broadway production touring, like a legitimate, not like a home, not like a local thing, have you?
No, I have. They used to come to my college.
What did you see?
I saw Sister Act, and I saw
Okay.
Mamma Mia.
Okay,
Mm.
let's have some legitimate musicals here. And Brett went to the West End and saw what?
Christian just said he hates black people and Greek people.
Oh my god! Maybe the Greeks, but oh my god!
Oh, I also saw Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the musical.
Okay, all right, we're done with your list.
I fell asleep during that one.
Brett, you went to the West End, right?
Yes, I saw Lion King.
I've stalked your
there.
Facebook. Okay, see, that's a family musical. It's cute, but it doesn't challenge the mind. It's fun.
Damn.
I love it. I'll see it anytime it's here, but does it challenge the mind?
It's only
The bigger
legitimate.
question is, does Wicked challenge the mind?
Whoop.
Nowadays it does. And I'd give you 5 examples.
Oh my god. Do you remember what's his name said it was going to be one of those movies that's going to be banned the next 5 years or something?
Who said that?
Oh, yeah.
And you know,
I forgot about that.
Big
Who was
Short,
that?
Vice,
Oh, yeah, Adam McKay. Yeah,
Adam McKay.
Oh.
he did say that.
Please, I don't understand that movie, The Big Short. Look, what's interesting is like, whenever I pick again, I think I have another musical lined up.
That's unsurprising.
Yeah,
It's
that
either a
tracks.
musical or an animated film, so it's like you're gonna get the same thing from me.
Sometimes both.
Because you know what? Musicals are life. Musicals are love.
So beginning of this, did y'all see when Joyce Carol Oates like slam dunked Elon Musk?
I don't think I
No.
caught that one. That's like the only thing I feel like I haven't seen from her on Twitter.
It was like a year. It was like, not a year, a day ago. where she was just like, he's not a person that understands culture, a person that does not understand people just enjoying the small things in life or like movies, books, art. And for the past 24 hours, he's just been like proving that he has watched a movie and has read books.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense given your intro.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, why are we promoting him right now? See, you need to do this with some context.
I just
Okay,
gave
this is
it.
this is the
That's
small
literally what I
talk.
just did.
This is the small talk portion where I'm just like, what do you mean by small talk?
Hey,
It's like
I think like maybe 50% of our audience understood what I was saying, all two of them.
Probably.
thank you to the audience listening out there at home.
John confirmed he does listen to us.
Yes. Shout out, John.
Karen, what's up, girl?
Yeah, did you tell Karen that we moved over?
I did. I don't know if she's listened though.
Somebody just shook.
Oh, that was Chef.
Damn, that's a large shake for a little dog. Does Haley listen to us?
I don't think she's listened yet.
Does Lee listen to us?
I don't think they've listened yet.
Toby doesn't listen to us. If you're out there, listeners, and you want a shout out, I want you to go to our Instagram page, which I don't have the name of at the current moment because I don't know where my phone is, and leave us a comment on the last post and say, hey, I want a shout out.
Do it.
And we'll shout you out on the next one. And we'll even have Zay make a song for you.
Oh boy.
You know how sad it's going to be?
And if not them, I'll chat GPT one.
If I was a podcast listener, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I'd have all the podcast listeners in the world. If I was a good podcaster.
Oh my God.
Don't let us get through the entire next episode without a shout out. That would be pretty sad after putting this out to the world.
And once I see my phone. It's on the opposite side of the room. Great. Well, one of us will find out that name and tell you at the end to give us that shout out. This is how you get people listening. You say, hey, at the end of the show, we're going to do a special prize and we'll send you $5.
Oh, we don't have $5.
Yeah.
We'll send you...
We'll have to settle for the shout outs.
We'll send you a footprint or something.
There we go. Once they replace me with Jonathan Bailey, it will be worth something. I promise.
Oh, that's true.
At least it's not like a Jennifer Hudson situation where like Jennifer Hudson goes, so you all watch movies. I love movies. Are we ready to get into this?
I think so.
I am.
Okay, I guess it's me again, isn't it?
It is.
Okay. Well, okay. All right, yeah. So I guess it's me. I wanted to get us into the Thanksgiving mood. Not with the turkey and the stuffing and all that, but more of the getting together with people and all that, because it's happening soon. And so the movies I picked are all about big family dynamics. Me coming from a big family, I understand this. I don't know if you two come from a big family.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Zay shaking their head no. Brett, sure. I mean, yeah, I guess. All those family members were outside at the wedding watching that football game, so how was I to know? Are you going to say something?
No, we'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
The first movie, and we're going to go backwards here, but for these two, they turned the big 3-0 this past year. So I picked a movie from 1995 in honor of the year that they came down from the spacecrafts.
Aw.
Yeah. It's called My Family. For the longest time, I thought it was strictly called Mi Familia. But it's called My Family, and then underneath it is Mi Familia. So, but it is directed by Gregory Nava, who went on to direct Selena, which I mean, like, who doesn't love that movie? Prior to that, he directed El Norte, which was nominated for, I think, like, a screenplay award in 84-ish. Since then, I looked him up. He hasn't made much since.
No.
Like, it'd be great if he could come back and make like some movies. Maybe J-Lo was looking for somebody because, like literally his last movie was Border Town with J-Lo.
Like 2006.
Yeah, which, I mean, I own that movie too.
Oh my God.
I've never seen it, but yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case you need to. Anyway, all right. This is a long. I have a whole y'all from the first podcast, the Gilded Films, to now. I'm writing stuff down. Okay, because this is a big plot. We're going through not different. We're going through one family, but different generations, different time, different decades, and all that. So. My family stars as the narrator Edward James Olmos, who, I mean, he narrates this whole thing, but it is about his primary family of father Jose and mother Maria. So Jose is from Mexico. He takes a year to cross from Mexico to Los Angeles, which I think at one point in the movie, I'm like, they have to emphasize that. I mean, they make it seem like he crosses over from Mexico to boom, Los Angeles. But no, if you know your geography, it's Mexico, then it's San Diego, then it's Los Angeles. It's like, it's a large gap there. But anyway, he lands in Los Angeles where he meets somebody named, oh God, the one thing I didn't write down. El Californio. And he is a family member in the barrio, the neighborhood, where he says that he was born in this city when it was part of Mexico, which California, part of it, most of it, I think, yes, was Mexico before the Mexican-American War. So anyway, Jose marries Maria. Maria, Jennifer Lopez, y'all. Jenny from the block. Selena wasn't Puerto Rican. She was Mexican. But they got J-Lo playing her. Anyway, great TikTok sound. Maria is, she's an American citizen, is the thing. She was born in the United States, in Los Angeles. They have children together, but then one day Maria, just on her way to work, and pregnant, mind you, is illegally deported. Now, I looked up this, just looking at like the Wikipedia plot of this, but yeah, she is illegally deported because she is an American-born citizen. So she is sent back to Mexico, where she is, again, pregnant. She literally has to find her way. There's this entire dramatic thing, like J-Lo is doing the utmost, crossing a river and nearly dying, okay? But, like Jose, she makes her way back to Los Angeles, and it takes her about 2 years. So they have children together. They have, and I'm not going in order of their children's in terms of like their ages, because for the life of me, I could not figure that one out. Just reading the article, and I should have wrote this down when I was watching the movie. But they have Chucho, which we'll talk about really right now. Memo, Tony, Irene, and Jimmy. So that's all their nicknames. They have like, full names, but I'm just going by nicknames. So Chucho, in my notes here, I am played by S.A. Morales, which I'm like, he looks good here, and he looks good in the Mission Impossible movies. Okay, that man aged well. So, and he's really good at Mission Impossible, y'all. Anyway, so he is, I put in my notes, think West Side Story almost. So for those listeners out there who have like seen West Side Story, any version of it, he is like the Bernardo character. Like he has people around him who love him and everything. He's the tough guy on the street, and he's one who's like super troubled, getting into a lot of fights and conflicts and knife fights and all that. He's super has identity issues. He is technically born in Mexico when Maria is deported. And so I think that a lot of his identity issues stems from what culture he needs to be following, which is really the overarching theme of everything here. Like, this is a Mexican family, half from Mexico, half from the United States. But which culture are we going to be finding ourselves in? What are we going to be celebrating, identifying with? His whole thing, and he has a really great scene in this, is that he is like, this American culture only looks at money as like the main thing, and he holds up money and he flashes it to his family, and he's like, that's all that they want in this country. And you've had 30 years to see this movie, but he gets killed, and he gets killed in a way that is very timely to today. I mean, he stabs another person at the gym at a dance, which I'm like, again, West Side Story. And then the police literally do a fucking manhunt on this guy to the point where they see him from a distance and they shoot him in cold blood. Like, they get him in the head first, and I think they graze him. But that doesn't matter. They graze him, and then they shoot him again. The cops come over, and they're like, oh my God, we got the guy. They're cheering, everything laughing. The unfortunate part is he is killed literally right in front of his brother, Jimmy, which we'll get to Jimmy in a second. So we also have Memo, which, so Chucho dies. That's like the big thing. And that sets off a series of events with Jimmy, which I said we'll get to him. Memo, we'll also get to him because in the beginning, he is just like the standard middle child brother. He has a lot of identity issues growing up. We'll come to him. Tony, who's played by Constance Marie, George Lopez's wife in George Lopez's show, which this movie, as Zay and Brett both know, has some George Lopez characters in it because they, unbeknownst to each other, sent me the same image and the same message of, would either of you like to say what it was?
Leonardo
Ernie.
DiCaprio.
Well,
Oh.
the image was Leo, the pointing Leo meme.
But yeah.
Because they saw George Lopez's friend Ernie in this show and were like, wow, like...
That's a face you don't forget.
Yeah.
That's true. I also know him from the Golden Girls in his brief scene where he's like, there's a lady running around in her underwear out there. But anyway, so where are we at? Tony, Constance Marie, she becomes a nun. I almost, okay, and we'll talk about the relationship with the Godfather, but she's like the Talia Shire character. Like, she's the main sister and everything. She becomes a nun. Like at the wedding of her sister, Irene, who literally Lupe Ontiveros, Yolanda in the Selena movie.
Mm-hmm.
She gets married. She opens a restaurant. That's her story. Cool. She offers the family some flautas, and Toby goes, oh, those look good, but I don't trust her. She's Yolanda. Like, that's her story. Anyway, at her wedding, Tony gets the bouquet, but she's like, I don't want this. I don't want to get married. Turns out she's becoming a nun. She stays a nun, and then she doesn't stay a nun because she discovers the joy of sex. And there's a whole
priest.
With a priest, too.
Yeah.
Okay. They're doing the unholy of holies. And there's a great scene with like the mother, Maria, reacting to this and like envisioning her daughter, the nun, having sex with the priest. It's played by Scott Bakula. So there's another layer to it. Other than being a priest, he's a white priest. Okay? He's a white man like Brett. All right? So then we have Jimmy. So Jimmy, played by Jimmy Smits. He, like I said, he sees his brother Chucho gets killed, and this leads to him becoming an angry person. Angry in the sense of like life is now against him. He saw his brother getting killed. He has a lot of trouble running with the law. And when we find Jimmy Smits, not the younger version of Jimmy, but Jimmy Smits, he is getting out of prison. And he's trying to make kind of a better life for himself because of everything that's happened to him. So he ends up later on marrying a woman named Isabel, who is from another country. I want to say El Salvador.
El Salvador.
There it is.
Yeah.
El Salvador. So Tony helps Isabel, along with a cameo by Mary Steenburgen.
That was wild when she showed up.
Right.
I was like, what?
They help Isabel come into the country, get married to Jimmy so that, you know, she can stay here and not have to return to El Salvador. Jimmy has to learn to love Isabel, although it's not one of those, like, you have to love her. Like, it's a marriage of convenience more than anything. But Isabel really warms up to him enough that they fall in love. And they have a great scene, what is it? Post-coital? Where they... They basically break down to each other, and this is the first time that Jimmy is very vulnerable in expressing his feelings of like, you know, I don't want to be seen as just another Mexican put in prison. Like, I want to be something better. So they have sex, and of course that leads to a baby. Unfortunately, Isabel dies in childbirth, and Jimmy is sent to prison because he just gets upset again. Like, again, life just smacks him in the face 5 million times. When he gets out, his son is a little pain in the ass, and he has to express, like, am I going to be a good father? Am I not going to be a good father? Am I staying here or am I leaving my son? Like, his son wants nothing to do with him, talks about how his real father is a cowboy in Texas, which I'm like, who the fuck told you this? Because I don't think your grandparents, would have said this. But yeah, so there's all that too. Memo, I haven't talked about him yet, but he is a lawyer, so he's okay, Irene opening her own restaurant, that's pretty successful. But lawyer, really successful because if you think about it, it's not your stereotypical job that somebody like Memo would get. Like, I think we'll talk about Los Angeles, but just where he's coming from, it's like he is getting out of nothing and making himself into something. But he brings home his fiance and her family, which they're white, and he basically has his own identity issues, much like Chucho did. But in this case, it's I don't want to be perceived as a Mexican. What is his name? His name is Guillermo, but he goes by William, which is the English translation of Guillermo. Um, and there's just a whole series of things that happening there, and he's just like, he's like embarrassed almost about it and stuff. So that's the whole family. There's a lot of members here and a lot of things happening. But I think the core, and then Paco. Okay, forgot about him. Narrator. Paco, he is our ever-present narrator. Edward James Olmos, he was in the Navy, and that's about it. Like, he's writing his story. He's writing his family story. So that's about it. But yeah, big family, a lot of issues happening here, a lot of things. So I wrote here also that the barrio where they live is in East LA, and we can all talk about this too, but it is very different in terms of what LA is represented in 90s movies in particular. It has that orangish hue still though, where it's like, you're in a Mexican part of the world. Like, the sun is always setting. You're in the golden hour. And it is like they live under the freeway. The house is pretty small for all of them. But what I like is still, they don't really complain about where they're living because they know that that's their dream was to make it to America, and they're making it in America. Like, Jose is just happy to have his corn, and his corn is what makes him content with everything. Yeah. So that's my view. I really like this movie. Being what is it? What would you say I am? A white passing Mexican person. Like, yeah, every time I look at Guillermo del Toro, I'm very proud because he is very light skinned, but he's from Mexico. So, yeah, that's my family. A lot of stuff happening in this movie, but it's very good. And you just got to pay attention and you'll get a lot out of it. So,
Yeah, I said this in my letterbox review, but I expected this to be like based on a book or even a play because it just seemed like most of it's just people talking to each other. And that's always what I feel like. What makes you think something's based on play? They're just like sitting in a room talking about things or have the narrator talk about things. I really thought that the guy, the narrator, he was gonna have like some sort of plot point at some point, but he really doesn't. Other than he's like, "There's me at my sister's wedding," and that's about it.
you heard me. I forgot he was there most of the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
um, but I liked it. I think this was a nice, like, underseen gem of, like, just, like, that nice, like, '90s, like, drama. Like, this very mu it really felt like something you would watch in your social studies class in high school. Like, complimentary, but, like, like a good movie you would see in social studies class.
I think you would see this in your Spanish 3 class.
Sure, that too.
Yeah.
'Cause they did release a Spanish, like, disc of this. So,
Yeah, I had actually not heard of this movie before you picked it. And when I saw, like, if you look at the poster on Wikipedia, I had a very different idea of this movie going in. I thought it was going to be a lot more lighthearted based on what the poster looks like. And it is very much not that. I think it is still at times sentimental, especially the ending, but there are obviously some very dark things happening in the movie, and I think that's when it's at its best. Um, S.A. Morales, as a performer and as a character, is very striking in this movie. He has that really great scene where he's dancing with the kids in the street, and it's like, oh yeah, you can see why people are drawn to this guy. And why, even though he's having issues with his family because he is selling drugs and he's very clearly involved with a gang, you're just kind of drawn to him, and you can see why the loss of him and his family is so impactful. Partially because the mom mentions that the trouble that she went through to bring him back to L.A. after she was deported, and she had this idea that the river was supposed to take him. This was meant to happen because he was supposed to die back then. But I think most interestingly, the impact of his death on Jimmy. And I find Jimmy really, really interesting. And obviously Jimmy Smits is a great actor. So those two really stood out to me. I will say that there are points in the movie where I think it does lull a little bit, or I guess there are certain plot aspects that don't work for me. The stuff with Isabel, I think there's a good character hidden there, but for the most part, she kind of just feels like a plot point thrown in to give Jimmy a kid.
I mean, she's not even in it that much either, is the thing.
Right. And their connection, like they have that scene where they are like sitting in the bed talking, and like deep down, there's something good there. But on the surface, it's like, this isn't really working for me. This feels like very tacked on, thrown on so that they can build some kind of connections so that they'll have a kid. But there are just various plot things like that. Like you both mentioned, I wish there was more to Paco than just being the narrator. Edward James Olmos is also a great actor. So it's like, I wish there was more for him to do aside from just voice what's going on.
Am I just realizing that I don't think Edward James Olmos has any screen time?
I don't think so.
Any of these people?
Oh, I mean, he does, but he's very much in the background. Like, he's there when they all meet the in-laws.
Oh, okay. But that's like at the end, too.
Yeah, it's very little.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that you get him for that. And I don't know. Guess they didn't have enough money for him.
Yeah, very underused. Like you said, the oldest daughter. That's nothing about this movie. Christian, you messaged me about this as well. There are so many actors in this movie that you've seen somewhere. Like you mentioned Constance Marie and Valente. What's his last name? The guy who plays Ernie. I can never remember his actual name.
George Lopez's friend Ernie.
Ernie, yeah. Whoever.
He doesn't have a name in this movie.
But like for the younger crowd, the young Irene is played by the mom from Wizards of Waverly Place.
That's I knew.
That's like, I've seen her.
No, because I kept like looking at her and I was like, what do I know her from? What do I know her from? There's just too many people to like trace everyone who looks familiar for me. I didn't
say no. Knowing you've also heard her voice. You've probably seen Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico.
Oh,
because she's in that, and then she's in Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Parts 1 and 2.
Oh, good for her. The voice acting's good.
Yeah, and she's in God's Not Dead too.
Oh, well, didn't get there.
She's also in The Proud Family.
Okay.
She's La Cienaga's mother, Sunset Boulevard is.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm like, that's a great name.
I don't think I remembered that was her name. That is good.
Yeah. But I'm realizing I focus a lot on the narrative stuff that didn't work for me. But that being said, when it does work, it really, really works. Like there are a lot of moments in this film that I think are like really great, especially with like Jimmy and his son. I think all of the S.A. Morales stuff is great. And like you, Christian, I got West Side Story vibes from that knife fight. I got the Godfather vibes during the scene during the wedding because it's a very big wedding and he goes and like has this standoff. I think those scenes are pretty fantastic.
I will say that personally, the memo scenes are kind of hit semi-close to home. In that I have, and not like they're gonna listen, but I have family members who, are Mexican who basically could self-identify as white. And it's only like during certain points where they want to be like, yeah, I'm Mexican. Like, I had a family member run for city council. They were all over the news and all that. And of course, when they're running, they're identifying, and then they lost
Hmm.
because their political party was also put out there.
Well,
Which is why Memo is such an interesting character. Expand on that guy in this movie if you want to.
I
That's-
agree. There's a lot there.
that's the thing where I'm like, going back, I'm like, I kind of wish there was a book just so I could get more fleshed out characters, because it's clear they wanted to put so much into this movie that I think it's only like 2 hours, right? Like 2 hours and some change.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
So I have on our movies similar to this list, the Joy Luck Club, which I think the Joy Luck have you seen this, first of all, Joy Luck Club?
yes.
I have not.
Okay, so Joy Luck Club does it well in that each character gets their own individual story. And I think, going back to like what Zay is saying, if each of them had their own individual story, it would be 1,000% more compelling than it already is. Because like, I want to know what went down wherever Tony was, to be like, this priest has a good dick, I'm gonna have sex with him. And to not be a nun anymore, because like all of a sudden she comes home and she's like, yeah, I'm not a nun.
I agree with
Wow.
that. Normally, I'm like, that kind of style of storytelling is very hit or miss for me, but I think it would have worked really well here because I do think that each sibling is, like, you can see the specifics of them. They're different enough, and I think they're all interesting if given the time.
Because even like Irine, when she opened this restaurant, like,
Yeah.
was she always interested in this food? That's Yolanda, and she's wearing like a wig too. Like, that's a nice wig.
Yeah, I think, the way
Rest in peace, Lupe Ontiveros. Okay, we love you, girl.
you just framed it, I'm like, yeah, I think I would rather see that movie. Just like, every character getting a little more, because like, even like, the matriarch character, young
Yeah.
J-Lo, when J-Lo plays her when she's young, I'm just like, what's exactly more of her story? Because we only really know her through what the plot gives to her, if that makes sense. Like, I wanna know, like, what I don't know, we didn't get a lot of her perspective, I think, because by the time we get more of her as, like, the matriarch of the family, the story's not even about them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Despite that all, it's a movie I really like. Like, this is Christian, you asked about ratings, right? This is a 4-star movie for me, so I really like it. It's just one of those that's so close to being great, you know?
And then like I was saying, like with LA too, like LA is it's obviously one of the other characters because LA represents everything that America is and stuff. Like, even when Jose's coming from Mexico, they're like, are you looking for Los Angeles this, or are you looking for Los Angeles that? And he's like, no, Los Angeles in California. And they're like, oh, that's in a whole other country. What's a country? What do you mean? It's like, that's like, even just to make it, I don't care where I need to live. That's my dream. Boom, I made it. Let me get piece of my corn.
It's a very different LA than we're used to in movies, but every now and then there is this shot of the city to remind us, like, hey, this is LA, but this is an LA you don't really see very often. So it seems very intentional about that.
That's
What
the
I was
east
gonna
side.
East Side. What I was gonna say was, related to that anyway, but, just the idea of, like, place of belonging of, California was literally Mexico, but once the Great Depression hits, that's America, and, the United States, and they are deporting them
Mm-hmm.
back to Mexico just because, they're saying they're taking their jobs, which is very, I mean, even in the '90s, that's what people were saying, but now it's still relevant, and it's just, like, crazy that this is just, like, an ongoing idea in United States history that always repeats itself, and no one's, like, figured out that there's always, like, people they're trying to throw under the bus so that the government doesn't know that they're the actual problem.
Yeah.
Also during this time too, schools are segregated. There's a book, because I had to read it. Well, I didn't have to, but I chose to for one of my classes. But it's called Separate is Never Equal, and it is about Mendez versus Westminster to desegregate California schools, and it happens before Brown versus Board of Education. So it's like that topic is introduced even further here. So it's like, I mean, LA is very much a segregated city. Don't think it's like, all Hollywood glitz and glamour. Like Zay is saying, they're deporting the people. Maria is an American citizen. Like, she was born in the United States, and she is just rounded up with everybody else. Like, she's just trying to get back home, and boom, what happens to her? She's gone for 2 years.
Like, to the point that people have no idea where she went. That she could just be dead for all they knew.
Which is nice that Jose decided to, like, not remarry or anything.
That would have been
I've
so crazy.
because I've seen cases where, like, they lost and this was like a Japanese couple where they lost each other in World War II, and she never remarried, and he moved on with his life.
Oh.
And it's like, what if that would have happened?
You legitimately don't know if they're alive, one, and if they are, if you'll ever see them again. So,
different movie.
And I love that this movie, though, ends with those two, with Jose and Maria just together. Because in the end of it, this is their story. This is their family. This is them coming from their generation of coming to America, making it the best they could for their kids attempting to make it the best that they could. I mean, they have their own successes and whatever, and it's like, okay, well, now we get to be old and live together for the rest of our years.
I like that the movie ends with the two of them. I wish we could have just sat with them in silence. I don't like the whole him having to say, we've had a good life. Because I feel like we can gather what we want as an audience from them being there around that table, where I do like the voiceover from Paco where he's talking about how his mother always said, even when we're gone, our essence fills that table. This is where we were all gathered. I would have preferred it if it just left on that and just left an image of those two sitting there.
Because it's also like trying to end on a higher note, I think. When I think it's like, well, I mean, there are things in your life that weren't good I guess, I don't know. Like,
it feels like it's ending on a, what's his name? Jimmy's kid is obviously the next generation. It's like, maybe things are going to be better now. But at the same time, this kid is already a very naughty kid. Like,
understandably so.
But things could happen to him because he's coming up now, what, in the 90s? The 90s, 2000s. Yeah, so he's either going to go the way of his dad, or he's going to go the way of his uncle, Memo, or he could be somewhere in the middle, like his Uncle Paco, because his Uncle Paco was in the Navy.
Yeah. There's a lot of that generational conflict in that.
Yeah.
S.A.'s character's name, what's his name again?
Chucho.
He's very different from his father, obviously. They fight because of that. But even then, he's very different from Jimmy because they're so far apart. And Jimmy's son is going to be a lot different than him. So they have these ties that connect them, but there's a lot of generational conflict there too, which I find kind of cool, the way it represents that.
I do like, too, that I guess with Jimmy's son being such like the little kid that he is, it's making Jimmy finally grow up is the thing, and realize, like, I can't go back to prison. I have to stay here for him. Like, I need to do what's best for him, because otherwise he won't have me. He'll just have my parents, and then when his parents die, because they're old, what's going to happen?
That's what I was also thinking. I was like, damn, they're already pretty old, and they got to take care of this poor brat. Like, come on. If I was that one lady that he, like, shot the gun at, I would have smacked him. I don't care if it was someone else's kid.
La chancla. This can be found on Canopy.
Yes.
Also, the writer of this, other than Gregory Nava, was Anna Thompson? Thomas, sorry, who was married to Gregory Nava up until 2006.
Maybe that's why he stopped filmmaking.
So, yeah. It says here on Wikipedia, the final scene is duplicated shot for shot from the final scene of I'm going to butcher the name. The Indian director, last name Ray, from the movie The World of Apu.
I did read that.
Huh. I've never seen that one. I've only seen the first one.
I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah.
But I've heard they're all very good.
I also, back to the wife, it was like, she's best known as the author of the 1972 cookbook, The Vegetarian Epicure, which was a highly influential vegetarian cookbook. And I thought that was interesting.
Huh.
What a multi-layered life she led, as well as being a screenwriting professor.
Last year, this was added to the National Film Registry. Right on.
That's cool.
Wait, this got an Oscar nomination?
For makeup.
Whose makeup? They run out of nominees?
Yeah, there wasn't, like, I don't know, it wasn't bad, but it did.
Braveheart, My Family, and a movie called Roommates?
Well, they were like, Braveheart's getting it, so we might as well just make a couple other movies feel good.
I almost went there like, there are a lot of hot people in this movie. Their makeup is really good, so we're going to throw them.
All the sweat. Do you think Jimmy Smits is hot? I think he has weird eyes.
I think he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, I think so.
That one episode of The Golden Girls where Sophia's like, look at Jimmy Smits, and then Rose turns her head and she, like, hurts her neck.
Oh my God.
No, nobody? Okay.
I laughed. What are you... I remember the scene.
Anyway, yeah, that's Mi Familia.
Good pick.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh. Dedication.
You know what, though? Actually, Gwen Stefani's version was a cover of a cover. It was like some reggae ska band from the 90s.
Oh my God.
That's like a direct lift of that the Gwen Stefani song became.
Did not know that.
Also, the documentary you showed me does not mention Gwen Stefani once. I'm like, okay, I understand if you're not allowed to play the song, but was a big hit. Did you guys just get so burned from asking if you could play the song that you're like, "Fuck it, we're not mentioning her whatsoever." Sorry, continue.
She does. Not even gonna try. They are the Irene and Paco of this movie. They're just, well, they're there.
Oh, that movie!
I did. I liked all of them. So this was I kind of wonder about that because this is pre-USSR, right? Like the revolution hasn't happened yet. Okay. 'Cause yeah.
Brad, you were supposed to watch this for the podcast. Like, oh. There really is. I mean, it's 3 hours, which sounds like a deterrent to some people who haven't seen it yet, but I I don't think it feels like 3 hours. Like, literally, the intermission hits, and you're like, "Oh, it feels like I just got started." Um, because it's like, there's a lot here, but it's not, like, overly dense. Like, the movie with the especially the music, because, okay, so, Christian and I have butted heads over musicals that Christian really loves that I don't, and it's usually because I don't care for the music in some musicals. Um, but Fiddler on the Roof, like, as we made, like, a point with, like, fucking Gwen Stefani was able to make a sample with Rich Man, just the fact that the music is so just, like, good, and it's, like, so timeless, it feels like how they just made these melodies for this song, and, of course, a lot of it goes back to, like, traditional music that they borrowed from for this, the musical to the movie, um, but 'cause, like, the record from the original Broadway musical was a huge monster hit, and I only knew that because I used to, like, work at Goodwill, and we'd get, like, old records, and I constantly saw, like, the original cast recording of Fiddler on the Roof, not even the movie version,
Huh.
which I saw that one every now and again, but it was mostly the original cast recording. Um, so I think that at least speaks to what makes it so, like you said, it it deals with a lot of dark elements, but the musical elements all make it feel so breezy at the end.
Mhm.
It's like really well choreographed, really well shot. My favorite scene is, and this can go back to Spellbound, last
Yes.
episode, is when Toya wakes up and has to tell Golda about his dream. And the dream sequence, oh my god,
It's so
that's
good.
cinema. Like, that is so fucking good.
You know the nanny does a really good version of this scene?
Oh, that's right. Yes. But yeah, it's just like, in his dream, he's talking to, it's all of his, like, ancestors and family members who have passed.
It's Grandmother Seidel.
Well, okay, sorry.
How does she look? Well, for a woman who's been dead 30 years, she looks pretty good. Anyway, I went up to greet her and she said, "A blessing on your head, mazel tov, to see your daughter wed, mazel tov, and such a son-in-law like no one ever saw, that Taylor Mottel comes oil."
As I was saying.
I love that song, okay? I
No.
know all these words.
No, but I just love, like, the world it just, like, puts his dream in, and just, like, everyone's covered in cobwebs, just waiting, just, like, come back from the dead to talk to him in dream.
It's like for this 3-minute scene,
Yeah,
we've seen all the realistic part of this. Now we get to do something really fun.
yeah.
Hmm.
I just like that yeah, they don't come back to anything like that, they don't come to, and it's just like they made all that scene just for that number, and that's what makes this musical so good, is just all the craftsmanship and all the care put into this thing.
This is why, so like, this movie can never be remade because if that scene was done today, it would be layered in disgusting CGI.
Oof.
And this is simply performers in costumes and makeup and sets in a magical way. And I loved that scene. That was amazing. There's like essences of like Georges Méliès in it.
Mm.
And like there's even some shots that are like almost German expressionist like. It's so good. I thought you liked movies, Christian. Excuse me.
I do, but damn, aren't we fancy tonight? Let me get out the cutlery for Pierre.
I did see that there was an announced remake
Yes, we
with the Dear Evan
know.
Hansen guy with his hands on the screenplay.
Oh no, is there?
That
See,
was
I did not know this when I made that comment.
That was 2020, so I don't, or 2022? I don't know. It's been a few years, not heard much since, so hopefully that's dead in the water. Just watch the original, y'all.
What
Or
else did you like about it, Brett?
No thoughts. Yeah, whatever. Christian turns his nose up at my thoughts, so I'll just, whatever. Don't need
Never
to lay more
mind,
love
I'm
on this
sorry,
movie.
keep
No, I'm just
going.
kidding.
I wanted to say something real quick, but
Go
I
for
just
it.
thought of and I don't wanna lose it. But I do like that the film, like, is talking about tradition so much, and it's, of course, deeply rooted in so many traditions, but the film is also about how, like, you need to move on to the future and, like, literally with each of his daughters wanting to marry in a way that's not the traditional way, and he's just like, if we want things to keep going and we want things to progress, people need to be happy and people need to make their own choices. And I think I like that aspect a lot of just like, you can't hold on to the past. Like, you can't forget the past, but you can't make things stay the same just because the past is what you knew. And I think that's what I really took away from like what's really important about this musical.
I really like that aspect too. I think at the end of the day, he has to choose what's more important to him. Is it these traditions that he holds to, or is it the love of his family? His love for his daughters. And for the most part, his love for his daughters is more to him than tradition is. And I find that lovely. And I like the way that the film, at times, it almost seems like it's gonna lose some of the conflict, because he is, continuously convinced to let them do these things. And then the Hava situation comes up, and it's a step further, and he has a lot more trouble getting past that. And I found that I just thought it was good writing, in terms of a narrative to go back and forth with that. I really like how each time he's having to make these decisions, there's like this cool kind of uh, aesthetic or camera trick where he's talking to either his daughter or the daughter and the man, whoever they're, looking to marry. And all of a sudden he's like talking to God or talking to himself. And it shows that the others are now far removed from him. And they're like way back in the background. And now it's just him, and has this back and forth going on. There's also like a lot of alongside that. I really like how the movie gets into the religion itself and the multiple interpretations of it. Like there's a scene where Christian, you'll have to remind me of names. The guy who's there that falls in love with Hoddle, the second daughter.
Perchik?
Yes, him. He's talking about the Bible, and I think he's talking about Jacob, and he's like, yeah, and so this is like a lesson of you can never trust your employer. And then Tevye has that moment where he's like, well, but did Adam and Eve have a matchmaker? So I think it's kind of cool how in the background there's that idea of like we have this faith and we love it, but it can be interpreted different ways too to guide us.
I mean, Tevye and Golda too have that nice song in Act 2 of "Do You Love Me?" And it's just like, hey, our love is the same as their love, except for Hava.
I mean, that is a similar. I mean, we could start getting into the double feature of it all. Is um, what's her name, and my family marrying the white priest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just being like,
Tony.
I meant the daughter.
Tony.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Oh,
Got my list right here.
I'm so bad with names, and this episode has so many names.
I know.
There's another common theme, and they're names that you
They're
don't
names.
typically see.
But also, yeah, just like I was thinking about it, like more so just in the last few minutes of just like, the family and my family, they're not necessarily like trying to hold on to. Well, there's like a lot of Catholicism in my family.
Mm-hmm.
So that was also an interesting thing to think because it's like not and, like, that region of Catholicism is different than the Catholicism that my grandparents were a part of, um, and my mother hated them. Um, she was just like, "They worship Mary. That's not right." Anyway,
Which, I mean, then you can tie back to the beginning of this movie where he's talking about the traditions, and he's talking about the Eastern church, which is
yeah,
in the village, and he's like, we don't bother them, and so far, they don't bother us.
perfect. Um, but it is like, also thinking about my family, like, they're moving to America. Their family's just moving up to America, like, they're growing up in America as it's changing even though it used to be Mexico. So it's like, they shouldn't have to change if it used to be that way. Um, where was I going with that? Oh, basically, like, they shouldn't have to change, but now that the United States, it's getting very white, all the white people are in power making all the decisions, it's like, well, now you have to change, like Guillermo just deciding he was just gonna hide as white William, um, and, like, same thing in Fiddler on the Roof. It's like, they should be allowed to be Jewish, but I guess the Russians aren't saying they can't be Jewish, they just can't be Jewish there. Um, so
Which then leads into the whole other history of that,
sure.
because then these people would go on to Europe,
Mhm.
and then you see what happens to them in Europe in like the
Mhm.
next decade plus. So it's like nothing good is going to happen to them. And I mean, even if, well, not if, but I'm assuming Tevye, Golda, and the two younger ones make it to America, live with her brother, like they said, but it's not going to be easy for them at all.
No.
Because in the world of this, they're speaking English, but in real life, they're speaking whatever, maybe Ukrainian, I guess.
I think
You know what I mean?
Yiddish, wouldn't it be?
Yiddish. Okay, so they'd be speaking
Yeah.
Yiddish then.
Yeah,
Um,
which
so
is
I mean,
is
they're
way
not.
different.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's going to
big
be it's
difference,
a total different culture clash there too.
for sure.
I mean, they're coming from a literal village where they're still riding on horses to the modern life of New York City at this time, which is like ever changing every second.
Right, and they're gonna be pushed into the worst parts,
Right.
the literal ghettos.
Yeah, I really like how the movie the movie's kind of about history, you know? It's telling a history, but it's doing it not so much like, hey, we're telling you exactly what happened here. We're placing these characters within history and showing what's going on at this time. But I had the same kind of thought as you, Christian, of like after watching, I was so curious what happens to these characters next. And I think the movie does a really good job of setting that up, I think, through like the constable character. One of the things I found really interesting in the movie is he is the one who is, he's like the law and order of the town, and essentially he comes off as friendly at first to like Tevye, but then when push comes to shove, he relies on the whole quote unquote following orders. This is the law, these are orders. And that's how this all came to be. Like, going through, the Holocaust it wasn't something just happened just because Hitler came in power. This is part of it, this sentiment in Europe. And we see a lot of that today too,
I mean, he even uses the language too when Tevye gets out of the bar and's like, I like you. Even though you're Jewish, I like you.
Yeah.
Zay watched the documentary, which is about the making of the Broadway show. But again, this is like pretty accurate to the
And
Broadway show.
they talk
Did
about
you learn anything?
me?
Yes.
Um, um, not too much that we haven't already covered. I mean, I liked when they talked about the different productions, like, coming from different backgrounds, like, people who are not Jewish, like, they're talking about that one school that was, like, mostly Black and Latino, and they were like, "We're putting on a production of Fiddler on the Roof," and, like, the Jewish teachers were like, no, they're just gonna make fucking stereotypes," and then they showed the pictures of it, and it was, like, kinda, like, really cool that they were just like, the kids were like, they were just, like, images, but you could tell the kids were really into playing these characters, and they're, like, talking about, like, Thai? or the Thai or Taiwanese kids putting on a play about, the Fiddler on the Roof, and it's just, like, very interesting that the film is really kind of like one of those, like, universal like, it's very specific, but people from all backgrounds can relate to their family having to deal with oppressive structures going against them while also trying to hold on to the traditions and values that they hold dear.
So one of the and this segues into something I wanted to talk about. So how Prince, who produced, directed the Broadway production, one of the two. Anyway, he has like 21 Tony Awards. May he rest in peace with those. But in one of the documentaries, I don't know if it was this or if it was Broadway, the American musical, which you can find in its entire 6 hours on YouTube. It is very fucking good. Okay. Very good. But he talked at one point about how the Japanese people really took to this show because of the traditions, because with Japanese traditions, there was a point in their culture where they had to transition from the old Japanese way of life and thinking to the more industrialized modern way of traditions. So from old world to new world. I'm reading an article about it I have right here. But if you just look up Japanese Fiddler on the Roof, there's whole articles about this too. But yeah, and just like family too, because Japanese are really not into, but are really focused on the family aspects of things and making their families obviously proud of them, respect and everything, and going with their family's normal traditions, not breaking that tradition. So that's why like this resonates a lot with Japan as a story as a whole here. Which again is interesting because they have their own set of backgrounds, religion, cultures, and then you have this strictly holy Jewish story that it's like, even though it's Jewish at heart, it is very universal.
Yeah, very much so. Christian, what's your favorite song?
Um, I like Tevia's Dream a lot. I also will listen to Matchmaker a lot, just as is. Yeah, I like I prefer listening to the Broadway production of this. I prefer the Tevia's Dream on this one. Nowadays, surprisingly, there's a 2019 Yiddish production that is on Spotify that you can listen to, and Matchmaker in Yiddish is like mwah.
Oh,
It is very fun to listen to.
nice.
Also, for $1,000, who was the original Matchmaker in the Broadway production?
No idea.
Wow, it was B. Arthur.
Oh.
Oh,
Zay didn't know that? That's a damn shame.
Your audio kinda glitched out on my end, so I couldn't hear what you said.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Wait, what was the original
There's
question?
The original question was who was the original matchmaker in the Broadway production?
Oh, I'd see, honestly, I didn't even know that, so
And she has her own B. Arthur has her own song if you listen to that original album.
okay,
Yeah. If this is on Canopy, that's where I watched it.
same.
same.
Um, but if you also go to Canopy, there is the 1939 film Tevye, which is the same thing, except it is not a musical.
Alright.
I've never seen it, and it is in Yiddish, and it's the same
No.
plot. I mean, it says he lives with his wife Goldie, his widowed daughter Zeitel, her two children, and his younger daughter and unmarried Chava, but it's spelled with a K. And she's being courted by Fedya, a Christian.
Oh,
So look for that if you want. This was nominated for a bunch of Oscars, which is nice. It was nominated for 8, I believe. Best Picture, Best Director, Topol for Actor, Leonard Frey for Supporting Actor, Art Direction, and then it won Cinematography, which I always forget, Sound, and then Mr. John Williams wins his first Academy Award for Best Scoring Adaptation and Original Song Score.
It is a great score.
It
Cinematography,
is.
yeah, so good. It's a really beautiful movie.
Yay.
It looks
Did Haley watch it?
She did not. I also finished this at like 1 a.m. last night. So.
Oh my god. I was asleep.
I really liked it. This is really good. So.
Oh wow.
Happy
See,
to
I
say.
can pick good movies.
We didn't say
Yes.
you couldn't.
I know, I just wanted to hear it.
You said it yourself.
It's good to see me, isn't it? That's all I got. Anybody else?
Good. I've
That's all
seen
I
it
had.
twice now. 6 hours of my life.
What?
I said I've seen it twice now. 6 hours out of my life.
It says the one who every time I check the letterbox, it's like 5 viewings of some movie because you're like, I have to pre-watch this. I did it for the first showing at Can. I did it for the second one at Can. And then I had to watch it again.
I've never shown a 3-hour movie.
Never say never.
I'm saying never.
Other films that fit the double feature. The Godfather films. Yes. I mean,
Yeah. Very much
I
so.
got that. The second my family had that wedding scene, I was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
West Side Story, both versions.
Yep.
Which, by the way, if it wasn't Fiddler on the Roof, it was West Side Story.
Oh.
Yes, but I was like, wait, I can double feature West Side Story another time with another movie similar. So, have I found that double feature yet? No. Anyway. First of all, have you two seen... No, Zay, you've seen. Have you seen the original West Side Story, Gringo?
Of course.
Okay, I don't know these things.
Yeah, no, I have.
Cool. A Better Life. Has anybody ever heard of this movie?
I think I've
Heard of it, haven't seen it.
Okay, so I've seen it. I don't remember it, but Damien Bashir, Academy Award nomination for it. It's similar in that he comes to the United States. Ooh, just thought a different one too. He comes to the United States and he wants a better life for his son than he has. I think he's a landscaper. But also I have a bone to pick with Mr. Bashir. And I'm gonna say right here, right now, stop making these fucking Blumhouse movies. You're better than that. Anyway, he's in Black Phone too, and I'm just like, dude, you already made The Nun. Get out of here. Anyway, Real Women Have Curves.
Have not seen.
Love that movie.
Okay. Yolanda's also in it. Poor Lupe Ontiveros. She's gone now. But like her legacy will forever be anytime you see her in a movie, hey, that's Yolanda. You know?
I wonder if she had to deal with that in real life. It's just people just like really getting pissed off, like just looking at her.
I guarantee it.
The Joy Luck Club, which have you both seen this?
I realize I have not seen it.
Nope.
It's so good.
It's on my watch list. I don't know how I haven't gotten to it.
I need to read the book, but the film is like, it's amazing. And honestly, almost one of the picks.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I was like, you know what? I got to go with my roots. So, speaking of a movie that I know Brett and I love and Zay could wish death upon, Encanto.
Yeah, I gave it like 3.5, I think.
Motherfucker. And Zay had like heartburn or acid reflux or something with it.
No, I thought of my own family trauma.
Look. Sorry if you didn't get your door, okay? Anyway, In the Heights, another musical. I mean,
good.
that, yeah, Washington Heights is a character in and of itself, and it's such a great show. Whale Rider, have any of you seen this?
No, actually.
No.
Motherfuckers. Okay, that's it's so good. So traditionally in the girls' culture, and it's New Zealand, so I'm not even. It's the one that starts with an M, and I don't want to mess it up. But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So traditionally, the men will find a whale and ride it and stuff, and that's on top of whatever they else to make them a man.
Mayote.
Thank you.
Yes.
But she takes it upon herself to be like, I want to be one of the boys, essentially, and like, I want to prove that I can do whatever you guys can do. It's a great film, and God, her last name is Castle Pullman, but she got a nomination for it, so it's a good movie.
It's
Keisha
actually
Castle
Castle
Hughes?
Hughes.
Thank you. Oh, what did I say? Pullman?
Yeah.
Wait, she's on the Cosby Show. Thank you, Keisha Castle Hughes. Yes, okay, but it's a good movie. Yeah. Anyway, The Farewell.
I haven't
call.
rewatched that in forever. I need to.
I mean, because in that, the tradition, because we're talking about traditions and stuff, is like you don't tell the family member they have cancer.
Mhm.
And Awkwafina, in like her best role, quite honestly, is like, why are we doing this? Because it's making things worse for me and everybody else who is just like lying to grandma here. And you cannot deny that Awkwafina is not amazing in this film. Okay, in this movie, that's Nora. That's not Awkwafina. That's Nora.
Yeah, she's great in it.
The other day, I'm like, where did she go? And Toby said, she's in all those voice roles.
What you talking about?
God. A movie that is now on Blu-ray, y'all. A movie that's now on Blu-ray. What is it?
It's Coda.
It's Coda. I'm so excited for a movie that I think is just okay.
I'm just imagining you wanted the audience. You're like doing a Dora the Explorer thing. You're just waiting for the audience to reply to you.
It's Coda. I finally own it on Blu-ray. I completed the best pictures. Anyway, I mean, yes, their tradition and their livelihood is, I mean, ASL, and she's at Coda. She's a child of deaf adults, and she's like, hey, I don't want to be a fisherman with my family. I want to go to school and be something and be a singer. So I almost said great movie, and it's not. It's a cute.
Fun.
It's a fine movie. It's a Disney
is-
Channel original movie.
Yeah.
That's
Winner
winner
of three-
Best Picture.
Winner of 3 Academy Awards.
First
Something-
TV movie to win.
A movie called Household Saints, which I know you two have not watched, but I highly recommend it because it is about 2 Italian New Yorkers that fall in love. One of them is Tracy Ullman, the other is Vince D'Onofrio, and that man in this movie, holy shit, he's beautiful. But they get married, and their daughter is like they're a little bit free-spirited, and their daughter turns into like a straight up saint. She's like, I want to die for the Lord and become a saint. Amen, amen. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing with yourself? It is incredible. It's from the same director as Dogfight. Have we seen that? Okay, Nancy
yeah.
Savoca, I want to say is her last name.
Okay.
Yeah,
I really like
so,
Dogfight. So
good movie. I think it's on Canopy. But I saw it on TCM because they did a retrospective of her movies this past summer. A movie called In America, which is about immigration, but it is an Irish family, I believe, that immigrates into modern post 9/11. Aha! So it's even more different and difficult for them. So post 9/11 America, and it's very good. And Samantha Morton is in it, and she got nominated for an Oscar, I believe. Spanglish, which I always forget about this movie, and I really need to see it again.
same. So my only memory of this movie was watching it when it came out. And of course I was thinking, oh, Adam Sandler movie. Not your typical Adam Sandler movie for a 10-year-old as I was at the time. So I was very disappointed.
The only scene I can remember is like Tay Leone telling Cloris Leachman, who's drinking wine, she's like, Mom, it's not even noon. And she's like, and she looks up at the clock and it turns noon and she's like, now it is.
Oh my God.
Somebody put Roots.
I did because I thought of Roots while watching my family. Just I don't know. It holds up pretty decent.
Yeah.
I've never read the book though. And then I wrote down Born in East LA. Which
I hit myself. I've never seen this movie.
That's crazy.
And I own it.
Fuck. Who stars in that? Whose movie is that? Marin,
Cheech.
yeah. Cheech Marin. It's pretty
Marin? Who the hell's Marin? It's Cheech Marin.
I'm so sorry. Well, you know who the white people are in the room. Um, but it's good. It's like good for the time, but there's like so many homophobic jokes that you're kind of just like, okay, let's keep going. Um, and then Smoke Signals, which I think is a great movie that's underrated, just like Native American coming of age story, coming to terms with like his family and whatnot. And then finally Angels in America, which I think is quite good and apt about what?
No, I'm like, tell me why.
Oh, I don't know. Jewishness, of course, but it's also like coming to terms with like your spirituality and religion when it's like, 1950s America, and it's like, well, you're gay. How can you be Jewish? And then the conflicting ideas and all that.
Okay.
And there's like the epicness of it that I think falls in line.
There you go. Before we say that, I also want to say that there was a revival of Fiddler on the Roof in 2004, and if you own Spider-Man 2 on DVD, I'm getting to a point. If you own Spider-Man 2 on DVD, there is a special Easter egg that Alfred Molina in the Doc Ock suit, so with the puppet arms and everything, who was Tevye in this revival and was doing rehearsals during the making of Spider-Man 2, does a 10-second If I Were a Rich Man with the claws.
Oh.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah. Also, the greatest casting choice for that same revival was putting Harvey Fierstein as Tevye with wife Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh. Okay.
A fiddler on the roof. All right. It says Brett has one more that Christian will hate.
Much more so related to Fiddler on the Roof than my family. But when you're talking about afterwards, like when Tevye and his family gets to New York, I immediately thought of The Brutalist.
Oh, okay.
Yawn. What is, to quote the great sage Abby Lee Miller, sloppy, boring, lazy.
Boo.
You're lucky I can't see you.
What does that mean?
So there's my picks. They were great.
Thank you, Christian, for patting yourself on the back once again.
You're never going to have greater picks like that.
Oh my God. All right.
I can only imagine what's coming next.
Well, so next up, the next episode will be coming out early December. So what better way than to celebrate with some holiday movies? And I don't think either of you have seen either of these.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, calm down. But we're staying in 1971 for the first one.
Ooh.
Is it Brewster McCloud?
No.
No.
That's 1970, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, is it Harold Demon? Are we watching Harold Demon?
No, it's not. That's not a Christmas movie.
Oh.
What?
Is it Nestor the Long-Eared Easter or Christmas Donkey?
The movie is Some of My Best Friends Are.
Isn't that a documentary?
No, it's just a drama. Rue McClanahan's in it.
Some of My Best Friends Are what? ...
I've never heard of this.
Out.
Gay.
Oh, Fanny Flag's in this?
There you go.
This is a Christmas movie?
It takes place at Christmas.
Oh, it's a Christmas movie.
On Christmas Eve, 1971.
Oh.
Oh, Greenwich Village. Fun.
Brett's like, ooh, Greenwich Village.
All right. And I was told I was allowed to do this. 1987's ALF, ALF,
Motherfucker.
Special Christmas.
Brett's like, I take it back. No TV movie.
For people who would like to watch along, they are both available on YouTube.
Oh.
Nice.
The Tanners decide to spend Christmas in a cabin in the woods, but Alf soon gets trapped in a box of toys going to a children's hospital.
Wacky hijinks ensue.
You know, I've read stories about what's his name? Paul Fusco?
Yeah, so have
And
I.
like how it's because of him we don't have like an Alf movie because he's so protective of him.
Yeah, no. He's
Like, I love Alf, just FYI. I mean,
my favorite story is how Tina Fey was like, he was the worst part of this like NBC 75th anniversary special. Just for the same thing of just like, people can't know he's a puppet. It's okay. We'll get more into Alf lore next episode.
I have to ask before, Brett, do you know who Alf is?
I know who Alf is. I cannot say I've ever seen an episode of Alf. So this will be a first.
Oh,
Have you seen this? It's technically 2 episodes, but it's one special.
I mean, I've seen the show and like not all of it, but I've seen the show, so I've not seen this though.
Okay.
I love that.
Why is there?
Go ahead.
No,
Mine's
what were you going to
unrelated.
say? I bet you're going to say what I was about to say.
Oh, I doubt it, but I just find it funny that the top 3 videos that come up on Google, Alf's Christmas special full episode, blah, 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 Alf's special Christmas, and then Alf's special Christmas is super depressing. This is the 3rd video.
Wow, you're going to spoil
Let's
it.
have some fun.
The picture on Letterboxd has a child in the corner with like a Devo hat. Is this the correct poster? Or is this somebody made this?
I don't.
I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
I'm for sure curious now.
Just you wait.
So that's our episode, y'all.
Hey, I both of these together shorter than Fiddler on the Roof.
You're gonna hate me because my next one is also 3 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I've paired it okay, it's like wine. I've paired these things perfectly. Y'all are just like, when is ET coming? It's gonna happen soon.
basically.
But yeah, and also just to tell our 2 listeners who are enthusiastic about our schedule, we're dropping the 2 episodes per, like, I'm only picking the movies for this episode. Brett's picking the one after that. And then after that, don't worry, it's not Christian's episode. We're going to be doing a...
Oh my god! I didn't know this.
Because you don't read.
That's true, you didn't read.
I'm getting pushed.
Well, technically you're still moving forward from the original schedule.
The people have to wait?
Well, we're doing a top 10 episode the first week of January, or the second, whenever these things drop. The first episode of January is a top 10 of 2025.
Yep.
The people want Christian.
Well, you'll still be on the episode.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all.
Don't forget to head to our Instagram page, which I finally got my phone. It's Midwestern Double Feature. That's find us on Instagram, and go to our latest post. Now, I'll tell you this because I'll probably be posting at some point. But you can either post on the House on Haunted Hill, Amityville Horror, or what the hell were my first 2 picks? The Shutter Island and the Spellbound one, and say, and I quote, "Shout me out." And we'll shout you out. And
Love
Brett
it.
will Venmo you $5.
Yeah, he's
I
got
did not agree to this.
He's got new apartment money. He's making bucks over there.
There you go. That's
Cool.
it. Do we say
That's
goodbye?
it. Goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.
Sunrise, sunset.